let's take a groundbreaking exploration into the transformative power of thought and consciousness. In a world inundated with external stimuli and distractions, this discussion delves deep into the realm of noology, an ancient yet ever-evolving discipline that offers a path to unlocking the full potential of the human mind. In our quest for personal growth and fulfillment, we often overlook the most potent tool at our disposal, our own minds. The journey we embark upon is not just about understanding the mind. It's about harnessing its inherent power to shape our reality and manifest our deepest desires. Noology, derived from the Greek words nous, meaning mind, and logos, meaning study, encompasses a wide array of disciplines, from philosophy and psychology to spirituality and quantum physics. At its core lies the belief that the mind is not just a passive observer of reality, but an active participant in its creation. The noological approach challenges us to recognize the profound interplay between our thoughts, emotions, and actions. By understanding this interconnectedness, we can begin to shape our lives in ways we never thought possible. Through intimate self-reflection, captivating visualization, and practical exercises, empowering our mind invites us to embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. We will explore ancient wisdom traditions alongside cutting-edge scientific research, revealing the timeless principles that govern the workings of the mind. On this transformative journey, we unlock the secrets of the mind and embark on a quest for deeper understanding, empowerment, and fulfillment. Empowering our mind through the noological approach guides you towards a life of boundless possibility and inner wisdom.
Can the mind be changed physically? Can that chemical difference between dumb and smart be reduced? Science has begun to probe for answers in the mind itself, in the 3-pound mass of tissue, the 10 billion cells that make up the brain.
As we set the stage for a profound exploration into the potential of the human mind, drawing on ancient wisdom and modern science to offer practical insights and techniques for personal growth and empowerment.
Wood. What is it made of? Wood. Wood.
How does the mind absorb experience? How do the impressions of the senses get translated into thoughts and feelings? Science now suggests this answer. It happens through the chemical action of cells in the brain.
Thinking, learning, feeling, remembering are all physical chemical events which we are now beginning to understand, which we're now beginning to be able to observe and to measure, and which someday, not in the too distant future perhaps, we can initiate, modify, and control.
As we further into the exploration of empowering the mind through the lens of noology, we uncover a rich treasure chest of ancient wisdom and modern science. From the mystical traditions of the ancient Egyptians to the latest findings in neuroscience, the principles that govern the workings of the mind are revealed to be timeless and universal. The ancient Egyptians, revered for their advanced knowledge of the human psyche, developed intricate techniques for harnessing the power of the mind. Through practices such as meditation, visualization, and ritualistic ceremonies, they sought to align their consciousness with the cosmic forces that govern the universe.
You look at this sphinx, crouched on the earth, its great face caster, and you know this is Egypt. You are in the ancient empire of the kings called pharaohs, who built these great figures to glorify their gods and goddesses. These same kings were builders, too, of great pyramids, which served as tombs in their transition to the celestial life after life here on earth.
The wisdom of the ancient Egyptians is as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. Their understanding of the mind's ability to shape reality laid the groundwork for many of the techniques we use today in the field of psychology and self-development. Drawing inspiration from these ancient traditions, contemporary researchers and practitioners have delved into the inner workings of the mind, uncovering groundbreaking insights into the mechanisms of thought and consciousness.
A source of sustenance to enrich the soil, the cradle and tomb of many civilizations along its banks. Here on the West Bank, in the Valley of the Queens, is where we begin our journey into Egyptian history, a glimpse of antiquity, through the ruins and relics of a civilization that flourished here more than 3,000 years before the world knew of such a place as America, and indeed of an epoch in the story of humanity, when most of Europe was still a dark continent inhabited by savage tribes.
Recent advances in neuroscience have allowed us to peer into the intricate networks of the brain, revealing the profound impact of thought patterns and beliefs on our mental and physical well-being. The principles of noology, rooted in ancient wisdom, find resonance in our modern understanding of neuroplasticity and cognitive behavioral therapy.
The most memorable experience I had took place when I was about 12 or 13 years old. There was a certain area where I lived where there were arrowheads and artifacts to be found from the early Indians that inhabited the place. One time I was up there by myself and I could smell a campfire and sounds of people behind me. And as I turned around behind me to see where all this was coming from, there to my surprise, this field was no longer a plowed field. It was an open grassy prairie, but there were Indian lodges there. There was smoke coming out of these lodges. There were cooking fires in front or up to the side of these lodges. And that's where these smells were coming from. And then things just kind of dissolved, and there was the field again. It definitely convinced me that we could access different times, different places. Once something like this opens up to you, you say, I can travel in time. It's like a time machine. Or I can go anywhere I want. But how do we do this? How did this happen? I didn't know at the time. It was just a spontaneous thing.
Mel Riley belonged to one of the strangest chapters in the history of espionage. Strange because it involved something that supposedly doesn't exist, the psychic ability known as extrasensory perception. The culture of Western science has tended to treat such things as fantasy and folklore, but the culture of espionage, always on the lookout for new ways of gathering intelligence, has tended to be more open-minded.
When I was first introduced to this idea of parapsychology, I was very skeptical. Then I began to think about it, and we all know of people who seem to have some kind of psychic powers. Just last night, by coincidence, I was watching a movie, and in it, one of the characters, on 2 occasions, had a physical vibration and a psychic impulse that something was happening to one of her children who was distant from her.
Through the convergence of ancient techniques and modern science, we gain a deeper understanding of how our thoughts shape our reality. By cultivating mindfulness, harnessing the power of intention, and reframing limiting beliefs, we can unlock the latent potential of our minds and manifest our deepest desires.
People watching that movie wouldn't say that was crazy or absurd or out of the question. We all think there are people who have those kinds of impulses.
The CIA and other agencies have had much more than a casual interest. For the past 2 decades, they have been employing people with apparent psychic abilities, people who are known as remote viewers.
Show me the top. Are you going down a hole or what?
The journey of empowering the mind through the noological approach is not just about achieving personal success. It's about aligning ourselves with the greater rhythms of the universe. As we tap into the infinite reservoir of creativity and wisdom within, we become co-creators of our reality, contributing to the collective evolution of humanity. In the pursuit of empowerment through the noological approach, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. By honoring the ancient wisdom of our ancestors and embracing the latest insights of modern science, we unlock the full potential of our minds and chart a course towards a life of fulfillment, purpose, and joy. As we explore the fusion of ancient wisdom traditions with modern scientific research, demonstrating how the principles of noology offer practical tools for personal growth and empowerment.
What is the mind? Is it ever possible for it to know, to look at itself without the perceiver? It doesn't seem to be so simple as looking at a flower from no center. What is the mind? Is it ever possible for it to look at itself without the perceiver?
As we reach the destination of our journey into the realm of the mind through the noological approach, we are left with a profound understanding of the limitless potential that resides within each of us. But knowledge alone is not enough. It is the application of this knowledge that truly empowers us to transform our lives.
It doesn't seem to be so simple as looking at a flower from no center, without the center. All right, have you understood the question? Yes? Would you kindly tell me? What is the mind? And what is the brain? Is the brain the mind, or the mind is the brain? That's one question. The other is it possible for the brain, for thought, to see itself in action, in movement? That's the second question. And is it possible ever to observe, to look, to see without the perceiver? Right? Those are the three questions involved in this. Are you interested in this? Don't please me. I'm not. I can get up and go. It won't matter. I hope you are interested in it, or you're concerned about it. Not interest, concerned.
Fortunately, the principles and practices we've explored offer tangible solutions for those seeking to harness the power of their minds. Through techniques like mindfulness meditation, positive affirmations, and creative visualization, we can cultivate a deeper connection with our inner selves and align our thoughts and beliefs with our highest aspirations.
Is the mind different from the brain? This is a very important question. We have discussed this matter with several scientists and all the rest of it. The brain is the center for all our nervous responses, right? Is the center of all action and reaction, response and not response. It is the center of fear, of jealousy, hate, violence, sorrow, loneliness, anxiety, depression, sorrow, and so on. It is the center of all movement, right? Of time and thought. Right, sirs?
Research in the field of psychiatry and neuroscience has shown that practices like mindfulness meditation can have profound effects on the brain, promoting neuroplasticity and enhancing emotional resilience. By incorporating these techniques into our daily routines, we can strengthen our mental health and well-being.
And that brain is conditioned by thought, by fear, by suffering, and also is conditioned by knowledge. Right? Are you following on? So the brain, which has lived on this earth for over 3.5 or 4 million years, not as man, but as an animal, and so on. Only within the last 1,000,000 or 50,000 years, it has become a human being. The brain, which is contained in the human being now. This is what the scientists say, that this brain has existed 8,000 BC.
But empowerment of the mind goes beyond individual practices. It extends to the cultivation of a supportive community and environment. By surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals who uplift and inspire us, we create a fertile ground for growth and transformation.
But on an informal basis. I found that the U.S. government's psychic spying program was official, using military and civilian personnel to penetrate the most difficult intelligence targets.
A. Up.
Vertical up.
Peak. Down. Hard.
Stage 2, the colors.
Red, green, brown, orange.
Textures.
Soft.
How it all works, nobody knows. But remote viewers believe they can sit down at a table, calm their minds, and move their perceptions anywhere in space and time.
And perhaps even longer. So this brain is conditioned, right? That's a fact. Conditioned by thought, by time. And it can only act in a limited way, partially. Right? If you are specialized as an engineer, for the rest of your life you function in a particular direction. If you are interested in money, it is working in that direction. Right? If you are a scholar, a pundit, then you will gather information and your brain is stuck in that knowledge. So the brain is conditioned by experience, by knowledge, by memory, which is thought, and time. This is an obvious fact.
Therefore, moreover, seeking guidance from qualified professionals, such as therapists, counselors, and life coaches, can provide invaluable support on our journey towards empowerment. These experts offer specialized knowledge and tools to address specific challenges and facilitate personal breakthroughs.
Is the mind within the brain? You understand my question? Huh? Is the mind within the brain or outside the brain? This, I won't go into too long with this because we're not, we cannot have a dialogue about this. I wish we could. You see, sir, is love within the brain? Answer this question. Is love compassion, not sympathy or empathy or tenderness and all that? Love may have all that, but the brain is limited, conditioned.
Mindfulness meditation has been shown to reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, improve attention and concentration, and enhance overall psychological well-being, as acknowledged by the American Psychological Association.
And if love is within the brain, love is then conditioned, limited, right? And is love limited? Is compassion, with its infinite intelligence, is it within the brain? Or outside it? No, sir, you don't say yes. Please. This is a very serious question. One has to go into it very, very deeply. And you can only, the brain can only find out if it is aware of its own limitation and realizing, being attentive to that limitation, then it becomes utterly free and therefore quiet. Then the mind has possibility of contacting with the brain and not the brain with the mind.
It has been stated by Harvard Medical School that visualization techniques can activate the same neural networks in the brain as physical practice, leading to improved performance in various domains, from sports to creative endeavors.
I don't know if you understand all this. Are you following a little bit of all this? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Really? Do you know what it means, sir? To understand your own way of daily living and see the truth and the false in your daily living and see how that daily operation, daily existence is conditioned, narrow, limited, based on self-interest. And whether it is possible to be free of that self-interest. And then see what happens. Not imagine what might happen.
As we conclude our exploration of empowering the mind through the noological approach, let us remember that the journey towards self-empowerment is ongoing and multifaceted. By embracing a holistic approach that combines ancient wisdom with modern science, and by actively applying the techniques and principles we've learned, we can cultivate a life of greater fulfillment, purpose, and joy.
All that requires either you take many years or you can capture it at one instant. This is a very serious matter. Because the mind is an extraordinary thing if you go in, if it exists at all. That is, if love exists at all. Love is not conditioned. I can love my wife, or my father, mother, or my son, and that perfume can be always there. It's not personal.
May we continue to empower our minds, uplift one another, and co-create a world of peace, harmony, and abundance. The power lies within each of us. Let us unleash it to its fullest potential. Noology offers practical solutions and guidance for viewers to implement the knowledge gained from their journey into their lives, empowering them to embark on a journey of self-transformation and growth. Additionally, knowledge from reputable medical sources lend credibility to the efficacy of the ancient noological techniques. Never believe, check it out,